This video features the bass parts that are present during the guitar solo of the song. The tuning used in this video and on the record is E flat and 440 wavelength calibration. If you're unsure how to tune E flat, please watch the video on this channel. E flat tuning and enharmonic notes for guitar and bass by Marc Wilson, and then return. We're going to start out on the E note located on the D string at the 2nd fret. We're going to play this with steady alternate picking and 8th note timing for the first half of the measure. It'll be counted 1 and 2 and, just like this. Then we're going to go to the G note located on the 5th fret of the same string, where we're going to finish the last half of the first measure. It'll be counted 3 and 4 and. Pick down, up, just like this. 3 and 4 and. This is the first measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, on the second measure, we're going to do it almost the same way. The only difference is, when we get to this G note, we're going to play that on the 3 and beats, but on 4 and, we're going to play those 2 beats on the open D string instead, like this. Here's the second pass through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the first 2 measures of the solo. With a 4 count lead in, let's play them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now that's going to repeat itself 1 time. Let's do it with the repeat and a 4 count lead in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. At this point, we're going to continue working off of the same notes, but we're going to do something slightly different. On the upbeats directly after 2 and 4, we're going to play the open D string, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. And when we get to this note again, we're going to play the 2 8th notes on 3 and, pick down, up, just like this, 3 and. And we'll go to the open D string on the 4 and beats, pick down, up, 4 and. So this is what we're going to have. 3 and 4 and. So this is what we're going to have there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, let's do this entire process 1 time up to that point right from the start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's going to repeat 1 more time. Let's do this 1 last time before we move on to the next part of the solo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This next part is going to be very difficult to teach you. It's a riff pattern. It's 2 full measures long. We're going to use steady 8th note timing and alternate picking. And we're practically going to change the note on every beat. We're going to start out by placing the pinky on the A string at the 7th fret. This is an E note. We're going to pick it down on 1. Followed by the B note located on the 7th fret of the low E string. That'll be picked upwards on the upbeat directly after 1. Now notice I'm using the ring finger there. I'm going from the pinky to the ring finger. We've got 2 fingers overlapping 1 fret. What I'm not doing there is trying to cheat and bart with 1 finger, because it's a very bad habit and poor technique that should be avoided. In this case, it would be a bad thing to do it. So what we're going to do is those first 2 notes are counted 1 and, picked down, up, just like this. We'll go right from there to the D note located on the A string at the 5th fret, where it will be picked downwards on 2. This is what you have so far. Okay? 1 and 2. Down, up, down. From there, you're going to place the 3rd finger on the A note located on the D string at the 7th fret. That will be picked upwards on the AND beat directly after 2. This is what you have so far. You go from there to the G note located on the 5th fret of the D string, where you're going to pick it downwards on 3. Here's what we have so far. From there, you're going to pick the open A string on the upbeat directly after 3 with an upward picking motion. Here's what we have so far. From there, you're going to place your 1st finger on the D note located at the 5th fret of the A string. This will be picked down on 4. We'll follow that by placing the middle finger on the 6th fret, a half step up in pitch. This is a D sharp or an E flat, whichever one you want to call it. It's the same thing. That's how we're going to end the first measure of the riff pattern. Here's what we have for the first measure of the riff pattern. I'll give you a 4-count lead in and play it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now when we start the second measure of the riff, the first 4 notes are going to be played exactly the same. Just like this. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. See what I mean? And from there, we're going to go to the G note located on the D string at the 5th fret. We're going to play 2 8th notes, counted 3 and, picked down up, just like this. Then we're going to play the open D string with 2 8th notes on 4 and, counted 4 and, like this. So this will be counted 3 and 4 and, 3 and 4 and. And that's basically the second measure of the riff. This riff is going to repeat itself 4 times. With a 4-count lead in, let's do that slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. To finish up the solo, we're going to go back to the notes that we started out the solo on. We're going to go back to this E note located on the D string at the 2nd fret. We're going to play 4 8th notes, counted 1 and 2 and. We'll go up to the G note to play 3 and 4 and on the first measure. The second measure, we're going to go back to the E note and play 1 and 2 and. On the last half for the second measure, we're going to play this G note. We're going to pick it down on 3 and let it ring as a quarter note. Then we're going to pick it open, the open D string on 4, and let that ring as a quarter note. To avoid confusion, let's just do that one time with the 4-count lead in, just to make sure you understand what's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And that's going to repeat itself. With the 4-count lead in, let's do that one time with the repeat to wrap up the solo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Just to make sure you fully understand what the bass is doing during the guitar solo, let's go through that entire part one time just to make sure. With a 4-count lead in, here it is up to record speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 was too much to analyze and detail in the bass in this part of the song to include it as part of the note-by-note breakdown of the actual guitar solo. Because the video would have been at least 20 minutes long, it was broken into 2 smaller videos by instrument. To hear these bass parts played under the solo, check out the last video in this 4-part analysis.